Neutral Tones by Thomas Hardy, 1840 to 1928. We stood by a pond that winter day, and the sun was white as though chidden of God, and a few leaves lay on the starving sod. They had fallen from an ash, they were grey. Your eyes on me were as eyes that rove over tedious riddles of years ago, and some words played between us to and fro, on which lost the more by our love. The smile on your mouth was the deadest thing, alive enough to have strength to die, and a grin of bitterness swept thereby, like an ominous bird a wing. Since then, keen lessons that love deceives and rings with wrong have shaped to me your face and the God-curst sun and a tree and a pond edged with grayish leaves. Okay, so Thomas Hardy is an important British author and poet. And let's see, this poem, what are the main themes? I think, firstly, memory, the things that we remember. And I think the other major theme is the end of love or the end of a relationship and how the author feels about that, the relationship. I think he's remembering the end of the relationship or remembering when it ended. So we stood by a pond that winter day, and the sun was white as though chidden of God, and a few leaves lay on the starving sod. So here he's setting the scene. He and his lover are standing by a pond in a day of winter, and the sun is white as though chidden, from the verb to chide, to tell off, to rebuke. So the sun was very weak, as though it had been told off by God. And a few leaves lay on the starving sod. Here the sod is the ground, so there were a few leaves on the ground. They had fallen from an ash and were grey. So here, there's no sun and this grey colour of the leaves that have fallen from an ash tree. Your eyes on me were as eyes that rove over tedious riddles of years ago. So your eyes were looking at me, looking up and down over me, or it's as if you were looking inside me and thinking about things that had happened. In the same way that sometimes our minds go back to problems or even real riddles, things that we don't understand that happened in the past. Yeah, so you're looking at me as if you don't really understand, or you're trying to understand it clearly. And some words played between us to and fro, on which lost the more by our love. So here there some words played. They talked to each other about which of them came off worse after the relationship. Yeah. Here I get the feeling they're both saying, I wish I'd never met you. I've lost more than you because of this. I had the chance to do this. I have the feeling here there are recriminations. Although I do get the feeling that he's trying to be neutral, as in the title, Neutral Tones. But I think he feels a bit rather bitter about it. The smile on your mouth was the deadest thing, alive enough to have strength to die. So there was this smile on your mouth, on your face, but it wasn't a real smile. It was a dead smile. but it had maybe a smile of irony. Yeah, and maybe there was enough in it to die another death. So the end, maybe this is describing the end of the relationship, is it feels like death, or the death of the relationship. And a grin of bitterness swept thereby, like an ominous bird a wing. And suddenly there was a smile of bitterness, of a big smile of unhappiness that went through or across your face, like an ominous bird. An omen is something that predicts the future, like a bird that is because the Romans used to predict the future with birds, and maybe this is it flew this bitterness came across your face like a bird from an omen flying across the sky. Since then, keen lessons that love deceives. So, and since then, keen, sharp, clear lessons that love deceives. Okay, so one of the things he's learnt from this relationship is that we are tricked by love, and rings with wrong have shaped to me your face, and the God-curst sun, and a tree, and a pond edged with grayish leaves. Okay, and after that day, he's remembering, or he's learnt here and on other occasions, that love tricks us, and it's full of things that we do wrong to each other, and this is making him remember her face and this sun that's been cursed by, looks as if it's been cursed by God, and a tree and a pond where there are grey leaves round the end of it. So let's see. Yes, I think this is definitely talking about remembering. And he's remembering the edge of a relationship. I think he's trying not to judge, and he's trying not to be bitter, but he still feels bad and upset about this. And I also get the feeling that he's saying that this is almost something inevitable that will happen, and it's something that's fixed in his memory. So, enough. If you enjoyed the video, give it a rating, subscribe to my channel, and I will see you soon. Bye for now. Neutral Tones by Thomas Hardy.